Good morning students, myself Maheshwari from CSC department. Today I would like to deliver the topic about memory management. In this memory management we consider two objectives. Those objectives are basic memory management and swapping. Let we know the two objectives in memory management. In this basic memory management, the name itself, memory management, means the name memory means what? It is a generic term for all of the data types of data storage technology. Generally, a human being stores data or information, so whatever it is, he used brain. But computer is an electronic device, so it used the device called memory. And coming to management, which is nothing but it is the process including planning, organizing, stuffing, leading and directing, controlling and organizations. All these are called in management. The name it called as the memory management means whatever the data storage technology that all are managed or controlled or organized by management. Simply we can call it as a group of one or more people or entities. Okay, so ideally programmers want memory that is the memory is largest and fastest and it is non-volatile. Simply, if we buy the mobile, we can check the configuration. What is the storage and what is the capacity in that? If the capacity is large, fast, non-volatile, we can buy the mobile. As usually, what in this memory device, the programmers ideally want to memory. That is, there are three ideals, that is large, fast and non-volatile. Okay, non-volatile means it is commonly used for secondary storage and long-term consistent storage. Okay, and in this memory hierarchy, the second one is memory hierarchy. In this memory hierarchy, it is spreads the computer storage into hierarchy based on response time. So that response time will be checked out in those things, that is small amount of fast and expensive is memory, and it will be a cost is small and it do the operation in fast, so it will be used the cache memory. And some medium speed, medium price main memory will be used, and gigabytes of slow chip disk used. So here there are three types of memories will be used based on memory hierarchy. If it is a small amount of fast and expensive memory is cache memory. Cache memory is very small, but the cost is expensive and it do the operation is very fast. Okay, and some medium speed and medium price is in main memory, and gigabytes of slow cheap is disk storage. So all these based on the memory hierarchy, and the memory manager handles the memory hierarchy. So simply we can call as memory management is a group of one or more people or entities doing under controlled by the organization by using of memory management. It will be managed by using of memory hierarchy, and what the memory will be used, the user will be selected, and memory manager handles the memory hierarchy. The basic memory management is like this. See here, it is a manner of programming without swapping or paging. Here we can't do the operation swapping and paging. What is swapping and what is paging we can learn next classes. Okay, here these three are the mono programming. In this mono programming, the basic memory management will be used in a figure. It will be used user program and operating system in RAM. RAM is which is nothing but random access memory. It is also a memory. So it harnesses the memory management. Okay, and in this see this B figure, operating system in ROM and user program. The operating system will be used in ROM. ROM means read-only memory. We can do only read operation. We can not do in this write operation. Okay. See here in C figure, the device drivers in ROM, user program, operating system in RAM. The device drivers in ROM means whatever the device drivers will be used in ROM, read-only memory, and the operating system in RAM, random access memory. Okay, both are volatile and non-volatile. Okay, the secondary storage and long-term consist of the non-volatile. And multi-programming with fixed partitions. The name itself multi-programming means one or more than one programming we can call as multi-programming with fixed partitions. If we do the partitions, we can split out as in fixed partitions. Okay, see here the fixed memory partitions are separated input queues for each partition and single input queue. See here there is two figures, that is A figure and B figure. See in this A figure the multiple input queues are at the portion of 4. Okay, and portion 2 have 1 and portion 1 have 3. The operating system will consider the fixed partitions will be alonged in this in the figure. There is figure A, there is a not a fixed partitions, because check here the memory storage there is 0, 100k, 200k, 400k and 700k, 800k. So whatever the data will be stored in that partition, it is a fixed. So if it is excess, for example, there is some problem in fixed partition. So can I explain the small example? If you take the bucket, so that bucket having the liter quantity will be filled, more than liter it will be overflow. So as like that, if we take the bucket, we fill the water of 1 liter, so is it enough? If we fill the under water of even 1 spoon or 2 spoon of water, it will be overflow and it will be wasted. Okay. So as usually if we take the 1 liter of bucket, it will be having only, we have the data only in 100 ml. So then remaining data is wasted. So that is the problem in fixed partition. Is it clear? So whatever the multi-programming having to store the partition, so they will be included as non-fixed partitions. Okay, if there is a fixed partition, there is a small problem like that. So see here there is a multiple input queues and single input queues. If it is a figure B, it have the single input queues, means the inputs will be in single, it will be moved in queue by using of partition 1, partition 2, partition 3 and partition 4 in our operating system. Okay, so multi-programming, which is nothing but the program will be partitions by number of subprograms that we can call as multi-programming. See here we learn the two registers. The two registers are base register and limit register. These two registers are defined as logical address space. Here the CPU must check every memory access generated in user mode, sure that it is between base and limit for the user. See here this is a picture. So in this operating system there are number of processes. So process 1, process 2 and process 3. If it is a limit having 120900 and it is the base having the data is 3040. So here based on the limit the base will be initialized. So those base and limit registers are logical address space. It is a pair of logical address space. And see hardware address protection. See this picture here, we can check it out by using of CPU and memory. What did happen? If the address will be sent in CPU, that will be sent if it is the base is greater than or equal to, then if it is accepted, then it will be moved to base I limit, and if it is yes, then it will be stored in memory. If it is no, then it is a trapped organization monitoring, it is a address error. Okay, so here the hardware address protection will be check two conditions, those are base and base limit. Okay, so here the base is greater than or equal to will be checked by using of address by processing of CPU. So if it is greater than or equal to, then if it is yes, then it will be moved to base I limit. If it is no, then automatically trapped. Okay, if base I limit will be also check the address protection. It is less than, then it will be stored in memory. If it is not less than, then it will be trapped to operating system. What is address binding? Address binding, which is nothing but a program on disk ready to brought into memory to execute from an input queue without support, must be loaded in address of 0000, and it is a initial. The inconvenience to have the first user process physical address always at 000 initially. How can it not be? Okay, further address represented in different ways at different stages of programming life. It has source code addressed usually symbolic, and compiled code address bind to relocated address. So whatever the compiled code having relocated the address, it is binded. That is 14 bytes from beginning of this module, and liquor are loaded will bind relocatable address to absolute address, that is 74014. Each binding maps one address space to another. And binding of instructions and data to memory is the binding of compiled code having some instructions. Those instructions are in three different stages, that is compile time, load time, and execute time. So compile time means it is a prior absolute code, and it is memory location will be generated, must recompile code if started location changes. And loaded time means must generate relocatable code if the memory location is not known at compile time. And execution time, the binding delay until runtime if the process can be moved during its execution from one memory segment to another. Okay, need hardware support for address map, for example base and limit registers. Logical versus physical address space. This logical and physical address are the central point of proper management, memory management. The concept of logical address space, that is bounded to separate physical address space, and it is central to the proper memory management. Let me know what is logical address. Logical address is generated by the CPU, also referred as to virtual address, and the physical address is address seen by the memory unit. Okay, the logical and physical address are same in compile time, loading time, and address binding schemes. Logical, virtual, and physical address differ in execution time, address binding scheme. Okay, see here the logical and physical address are same at all the three instructions, that is compile time, loading time, and the binding schemes, but the logical and physical address differ in execution time. Okay, the logical address space, it is a set of all logical address generated by the program, and the physical address space is it is the set of physical address generated by a program. And what is memory unit? So which is nothing but MMU. Memory management unit means the hardware device that at a runtime maps virtual to physical address. Many methods possible covered into the rest of this chapter. To start and consider simple scheme where the value in the relocation register is added to every address generated by the user process. In this time it is sent to memory. Base register now called as relocation register, and MS-DOS or Intel 80x80 used 4 relocation registers. Okay, here the base register we can call as relocation register. Remember that. The user program deals with logical address. It never seems the real physical address, and the execution time binding occur when reference is made to location in memory, and the logical address bound to the physical address. This is the main concept of memory management unit. See here how it will be applicable in linked list. There is a picture before exterminates and after exterminates. So before exterminates means memory management with linked list. We can see the 4 sections that will be becomes to changes in after exterminates. Before exterminates, the A picture you can keenly observe A, X, B. That will becomes to the X will be terminates A and B. The sliding shades are empty. Okay, and the B before exterminates A, X and empty. Before A it will be in empty. Okay, the X will be terminate, and the C empty X B. So B before becomes it becomes the X will be terminate, then empty B. Okay, and D, see this picture D empty X empty. Empty will be represented the shading lines. Okay, and it becomes the X will be terminate, all are empty. So it is the linked list by using of memory management. So dynamic relocation using the relocation register. The relocation which is nothing but what I said in previous base we can call as relocation register. Dynamics means it can do multi. Okay, so here routine is not loaded until it is called, and better memory space utilization is used, and all routines kept in on disk into relocatable load format, and useful when large amount of code are needed to handle infrequently occurring cases. No special support from the operating system is required, and it implemented through program design. Operating system can be provided libraries to implement the dynamic location. See this picture here, CPU, memory management unit and memory is there, the 3 devices is there. In this it have the 2 address, logical address and physical address. So the relocation register having the data of 14,000. So here see here the picture you can clearly observe. See this picture, the CPU, relocation register and memory. There are 3 devices. So the CPU having the logical address of 364 and the register relocation register is 14,000. So the memory management will be added this to send the physical address of memory. Okay, the physical address will be added by relocation register and logical register and relocation register. The logical register having the data is 364 and the relocation register having the data of 14,000. The two are added by using of memory management unit that will be passed to memory of 346. See here there is a dynamic linking. In this dynamic linking, we know the static linking. What this means, static linking? So it is a system library and program code combined by loader into the binary program image. And dynamic linking means the linking postponed until execution time. The small pieces of code we can call as stub, use it to locate and appropriate memory resident library routine. Stub replaces itself with the address of routine and executes the routine. Operating system checks if it is the process memory and address. If not, it address space, add it to the address space by using of dynamic linking in a particular useful for libraries. The system also known as shared library. Okay, and consider applicability to patching the system libraries of versioning may be needed. So this is the main concept in our unit, that is swapping. A swapping can be swapped temporarily out of swapping. A process can be swapped temporarily out of memory to a backing storage and then brought back into memory for continued execution. Okay, the total physical memory space of process can be exceed physical memory. And here we can know backing storage. What is backing storage? The backing storage, which is nothing but fast disk large enough to accommodate copies of all memory images for all users, must provide direct access to these memory images. And it has two operations, that is roll out and roll in. The swapping variant used for priority based scheduling algorithms. The low priority process is swapped out so the higher priority process can be loaded and executed. The major part of swap time is transfer time. Okay, the total transfer time is directly proportional to the amount of memory swapped. Here the formula is there in this swapping. The formula is total transfer time is directly proportional to the amount of memory swapped. Okay, the system maintains a ready queue of ready to run process which have the memory, images and disk. And it does the swapped out process needed to back into same physical address, and it depends on the address binding method. So plus consider pending input output to from process memory space. And modified versions of swapping are founded on many systems, that is Unix, Linux and Windows. The swapping normally disabled started in more than threshold amount of memory allocated, disabled again once memory demand reduced below threshold. The semantic view of swapping. See this picture, it is the semantic view of swapping. Okay, here there is a two devices, memory, main memory and backing storage. It is a container, let we assume. See here the operating system and user space. In this there is a two operations, that is swap in and swap out. In this backing storage it have the two process P1 and P2. Clearly you can observe the P1 process is swap out from main memory and the P2 process is swapping the user space. See this picture, it is the schematic view of swapping. And the swapping, which is nothing but it is a memory allocation, changes as the process come into the memory, leave memory, and shaded regions are unused memory. See here, the shaded regions, these are the shaded regions. Red mark, all are shaded regions. Those regions we can call as unused memories. Okay. See here, A, there is the G figures, the combination of G figures we can explain the memory allocation. See here, in A there is only a process will be involved in operating system. In B it will be added B process. In C it will be added in C. Here in D having the time, then only it will be used C and B. The previous initially A will be swapped out. Okay, and D will be swapping. See here another picture, and see the picture of F. See the picture of F. The B will be swapped out, and D and C is there. So again A is swapping. So the operations will be used in memory allocation to changes as the process come into the memory. And swapping, which is nothing but allocating the space from growing data segment and allocating space for growing stack and data segment. See this picture too, there is a two pictures, and actually it is used in B, and actually it is used in A. See here in A picture there are two data, that is B and A. Okay, A and B, it is actually used, and it again growth by using of unused data of room for growth, and it is also a room for growth. So it is the allocating space for growing stack. Okay, see this B picture, it is a stack which is nothing but a storage purpose. We can use the stack here. A stack and B stack is there. So growing of growth will be included, and A data to A stack in between, B data to B stack in between. It have the A program and it have the B program. They have the operating system. And the context switch time including swapping. If the next process is to be put on CPU is not in memory, needed to swap out a process and swap in target process. There are two operations I said in swapping, that is swap in and swap out. So the constant switch time can be very high. The swap out time is 2000 millisecond, and plus swap in of the same size process, the total constant switch swapping component time is 4000 milliseconds. Okay, can reduce if the reduced size of memory swapped by knowing how much memory really being used. The system calls to inform OA operating system of memory use via request memory or release memory. Here the system calls are used two types of memories operations, that is request memory and release memory, and the swapping having the operation is swap out and swap in. Other constraints as well on swapping, the pending input output can't swap out as swap out occurred wrong process. If it is a pending, it cannot be swap out. Or always transfer input output to kernel space, then IO devices. Knowing double buffering. So buffering, which is nothing but temporary storage, it will be used the double buffering of adds overhead. Okay, the standard swapping not used in modern operating system, but the modified version commonly swap only when the free memory extreme low. Swapping on mobile system. So do you assume the swapping of mobile system not typically supported. It has the flash memory based and small amount of space is there and limited number of write cycles is there. The poor throughput between the flash memory and the CPU on the mobile platform. Okay, and it is not typically supported swapping on mobile system. Instead, using other methods to free memory if low, the iOS ask input output system ask apps through voluntary releasing allocated memory. It having the read only data throughout and reloaded from flash if needed. The failure to free can result in termination. The Android termination apps if low free memory but first writes application states to flash for fast restart. The both OS support the paging as discussed in another section. Okay students, I hope all of you understand this memory management. In this memory management we can learn the basic memory management and what is the swapping. These two topics are considered in this memory management unit. Okay.